people? Welcome back to my channel. It's Kira, or Queera, as some of you may know. I have this little advice series that I do that I literally haven't done one in probably over a year, where I give advice, or at least I try to baby gays or adult gays, just any queers that need some good old advice from a also queer person that may or may not know the answer to their problems. I really enjoy giving advice to you guys. I find it very fun. I feel like we're just having a one-on-one conversation, and I'm trying to be your queer guru. Okay, I'm not trying to be your queer guru. Without further ado, without further babbling on my part, let's get into the questions. If you want to participate in the next Ask Queera video, follow me on Instagram. I usually do an Instagram story. Yeah, follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna stop being weird and get into the questions because I'm
acting really awkward right now.
Oh, I'm not farting, by the way, if you hear this. It's a chair, so. Anyway, okay, shut up, Kira. Get on with the fucking video. Question number 1. I asked my bestie to prom and she said yes, but I don't know if it's a date or not. And I know that's the gayest thing ever, but how do I tell if it's a date? And how do I tell my best friend and my favorite person in the world since forever that I like her and I maybe want to be more than friends? Oh, that's so cute. I love that for you. That is so cute. I too went to prom with my best friend, but there was no feelings involved. It was just kind of like a, fuck boys, let's go to prom together. Oh, the prom nostalgia. Prom can be a very fun platonic date, but it can also be a romantic date depending on the vibes.
You have to suss out the vibes, okay?
With that being said, give her little hints throughout the night that maybe you want to hold hands, or maybe you want to dance during the slow song. Suss out her body language and her overall vibe, and that could give you a good indication. If it does slip out at some point that you have feelings for her, and if for some reason she doesn't reciprocate those feelings, if you guys are strong enough, you can move past that. And I believe that you can get through that momentary awkwardness and then continue your friendship. I don't think it's going to ruin your friendship. I don't even know if that was a good answer.
You want to help me answer this next question?
Hey, boo-boo. You want to help me answer the next question? I can't grab my phone now because I'm holding her. Oh, she already wants to leave. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Why don't you love me? Oh my God, excuse me. I'm disgusting. I'm so sorry, that's so gross. Next question. A lot of my friends are LGBTQ+, and I've been an ally, but I think I might be questioning now. I'm struggling to know if I just support it passionately because of my friends, or if I might be a part of the LGBTQ+ community as well. This could go either way, because I was the exact same way in high school. When I was questioning, I created an LGBTQ+ GSA group in my school, and I thought that it was just because I supported it passionately, but then I realized, no, I'm actually queer. So it could be that you gravitate towards these people because you relate to your friends, or it could just be that you, by chance, just have a lot of LGBTQ+ friends, and it could be a matter of are you just questioning because you want to be more like them and fit in and be able to relate to them? Or do you feel empowered by their stories and you yourself are actually attracted to the same gender, or whatever you think it is? I feel like most likely if you're questioning, you're queer. You wouldn't be questioning if there was no feelings of gay in your heart. But then again, it could also just be that you want to relate to your friends more. I have no idea. I have no idea. It's hard to know because I'm not in your brain, you know what I mean? Next question. So there's this girl I already knew for 5 years, and I didn't feel anything until I knew that she was gay. Am I weird? I don't know how to handle this situation. No, honey, you are not weird. Sorry. Itchy nose. I might know exactly why you suddenly have attraction towards this girl that you didn't have attraction towards before, but then once you found out that she was gay, you did. I experienced the same thing in high school. There was literally this one girl I had a crush on. I I feel like one of the main reasons I had a crush on her was because we could talk openly about queer shit, and she was like one of the only people that I could talk to. So we had kind of this emotional relationship because we could talk about those things openly, and I hadn't been able to talk about that stuff openly to anyone else. So I felt like I started to develop a crush on her. That's not weird at all. I think that makes a lot of sense. That's my experience, and I feel like it sounds like the same thing. Because like I knew this girl before, but then once I found out she was queer, I was like, okay, that's hot. Next question. How do you deal with people invalidating your sexuality? Like people saying you just haven't been with... Excuse me? Like people saying you just haven't been with the right man, / bisexuality is a phase, / bisexuals just want attention.
Bish.
The way that I deal with these comments is literally I just have to remind myself that they are not educated in this topic, in this subject matter. They haven't had any personal experiences with the rainbow flag. Rainbow flag. I don't know why I said that. They likely either have internalized homophobia or they genuinely just like don't have any experience with meeting bisexual people. If someone says a rude comment to me, I'm like, okay, I understand you're just not educated. But I know that that's not true in my heart, so it doesn't really bother me. I'm more just like, okay, well, I'm sorry that you're not educated enough to know the truth. Okay, this one is a very difficult question. I don't know what I would do in this situation. I've been in a straight relationship for 5 years, since I was 16. This is the time I started questioning my sexuality, and these days I identify as bi. Haven't really talked about it to anyone, but I would never deny it. The problem is, I really love this guy and dream about engagement in the near future. At the same time, I'm so fucking gay and dream about girls all the time. It kind of comes and goes between starting a family with my boyfriend and having sex with a girl. Any advice for a baby gay in a straight relationship? Love you and your videos, they give me life. Aw, thank you, I love you. This is so hard because it sounds like you're really serious with your boyfriend. So I don't want to tell you like, oh, break up with your boyfriend and go explore.
Break up with your boyfriend.
But one thing you could do is you could introduce the idea of an open relationship. Maybe you're polyamorous. That could be a thing too. Maybe you love your boyfriend, but you also love someone else at the same time. That exists. You just need to make sure like you and your boyfriend are on the same page because you wouldn't want to do anything that would like totally break apart your relationship and you didn't mean it to. You know what I mean? So I would be 100% open with him and honest and tell him how you feel and suss out if you think he thinks an open relationship would be even a option. If not, don't even bring it up because then I feel like it'll create tension. There's a lot of different ways this can go. You could just not have feelings for your boyfriend anymore, or your feelings like might not be as strong as they used to be. And if that's the case,
Break up with your boyfriend.
like I don't want to tell you to break up with your boyfriend because then you're gonna literally be like, this bitch told me to do this and then it ruined my life, so don't do that. I hope that helped. Next question. I've been talking to this girl for a while. We've met a couple times with... I've been talking to this girl for a while. We've met a couple times before COVID existed, and now we like each other and can't see each other because of the lockdown. Any tips on how to get through this since you were long distance before? I do know of a lot of great relationships that have started via FaceTime virtually. Like, you don't necessarily have to be in person with someone to know that you have feelings for them. I know a lot of relationships that have been successful that have started like that. Just FaceTiming, Zoom calling, you know, keeping in touch through your phone. That kind of seems like the only option, other than if you're comfortable going to the park and having a little outdoor date, social distance, of course. You could also get COVID tested before you see them, but that's not always guaranteed to work. Next question. I have a crush on a girl, but she's going through some stuff, but it sounds like she likes me and is interested in me. I asked to take her out and she said yes, but she's hard to reach right now and doesn't respond fast. What should I do, Kira? It sounds to me like she is honestly just going through her own shit, and it has nothing to do with you if she doesn't respond quickly. So try not to make it mean anything about you or your relationship or anything. I would let her know that you are there for her. You're there if she wants to talk ever. People have to sort out their own baggage a lot of the times before getting into a relationship with someone, because that's the only healthy way to do it. But don't worry, I don't think it has anything to do with you. Next question, what's your advice on correcting people on my name and pronouns? I've been out to many for almost a year now and they still don't respect me or mess up constantly with my name and pronouns. With those I've just recently come out to, I understand, but to those I've been out to for a year, it's becoming increasingly hard to be patient. Do you have any advice on how to correct people without being rude? Oh, that's so frustrating. I'm sorry you're going through that. I don't think correcting people is rude. I think people who have known you or have known that you're transgender for a year should respect you enough to make an effort to use the correct name and pronouns. I think if someone has known it for a year and they still continually mess up and they haven't shown any sign of effort in trying, I don't think that you deserve that kind of disrespect. And I don't think that they are a true friend if they genuinely are not putting in an effort to use your freaking real name and real pronouns. If it genuinely is a mistake, I don't think correcting them is rude. I think fucking up someone's pronouns after a year or name is rude. I don't know these people, but they could also just be transphobic. Bye, kick him to the curb. No, you don't need that. If it is something that's really bothering you and it's a friend you really cherish and they just still can't get your pronouns and your name right, having a conversation with them, sitting down and being like, hey, this is like, you need to learn how to do this, buddy. Like,
Come on.
next question, how to come out if you don't want to label yourself but want to tell people you're part of the rainbow community. I love the word queer personally because it's an umbrella term and it encompasses a lot of labels within the term. Queer is just it's a more general term. But if you don't want to settle on a label and you don't feel that any of the labels really suit you, you don't want to label yourself, you can put a rainbow flag in your bio, which is very general. There's no obligation to come out with a label if you don't want to. Just keep that in mind. You don't have to decide on a label at all. Like whoever the fuck you want, and that's that. Next question. When meeting new people, how can I tell them that I use they, them pronouns? The reason why this is so difficult is because society hasn't evolved enough to include this practice into people's everyday encounters. I've been in some very amazing queer inclusive spaces, and a lot of the people there, they will be like, hey, my name is Kira, I use she, they pronouns. What are your pronouns? What's your name? It directs the question back onto the person that you're talking to. I think that we as a society just need to learn to do that because I think that's very important, and I need to start incorporating that as well, because how are people supposed to know your pronouns if you don't tell them? I think cis people should put their pronouns in their bio just because trans and non-binary people wouldn't be the only ones putting their pronouns in their bio, and if they don't want to be outed, putting your pronouns in your bio could out you if no cis people are putting their pronouns in their bio. Does that make sense? I feel like collectively we as a society need to do better. But yeah, I would say like, hey, my name is Kira, I use she, they pronouns. I'm just throwing it out there, you know. What are your pronouns? How do I know if I like girls? If I'm demisexual / have no sex drive. There are a lot of ways to know this, because if you're bi and you are attracted to boys, do you feel that same excitement, you know, blushiness when it comes to a girl? Do you want to kiss them? Do you want to hug them? Do you want to cuddle with them? Do you want to be close with them? Do you want to hold their hand? Do you want to be affectionate without being sexual? You don't have to necessarily be sexually attracted to someone to know that you are attracted to someone. Does that make sense? Here's a good one. Baby gay here. How to get over feeling predatory when I like a girl. That sucks. I've been there. I've 100% been there. Growing up, a lot of the time, we are taught that being into the same gender as us is predatory and is gross or disgusting or dirty when it is completely normal and natural. If you had a similar upbringing to me, where I grew up in a very, you know, religious environment, that was ingrained into my head. But if you can acknowledge that you got this belief from your childhood and from other people outside of yourself, you can then remove yourself from that belief because it wasn't even yours to begin with. It's a lot of inner work. It's a lot to get rid of that. If you focus on being self-aware when those thoughts pop into your head and recognizing those aren't my thoughts, then you can learn to release yourself from that thought of feeling that you're predatory. But again, that's a very difficult thing to do, but I believe in you. You can do it. Next question, is it weird that I want a binder, but I still want to keep my boobies? They annoy me sometimes. It's not weird at all. Sometimes you can have body dysmorphia without having gender dysphoria. There's a difference. I know a lot of people who, you know, don't necessarily love their boobs because it doesn't feel that great and doesn't represent their gender, but at the same time, they don't hate them enough to get top surgery. So that's not weird and you're not alone. That's completely normal. I'm gonna answer one more question because I feel like this video is super long and my throat actually hurts from talking so much. That's concerning. I recently came out to my friends as using she, they pronouns and pansexual. Willow! Honey. Okay, we're almost done the video. We're almost done the video. I will play with you after I'm done, okay? I recently came out to my friends as using she, they pronouns and pansexual, and they were fine with it, so I came out to some other people, and some people are going around making fun of me, and so I went to teachers and they made the situation worse. What's even worse is that they're doing it right before my exams as I'm in my last year of high school. So it's really distracting. What do I do? That's so shitty and so unnecessary. Like, why do people have to do that, honestly? It's like not their life. People are spreading hate because they feel miserable in their own lives. Of course you're excited. You want to tell people about your sexuality. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Teachers, yeah, I can totally agree that teachers are fucking suck. At least in my school. Like, they were not educated on LGBTQ+ inclusivity. I'm sorry that that's happening, but just remember, you're in your last year of high school. When you're in high school, everything seems like such a huge deal because it's like you see these people every single day. That's your only circle of friends, basically, especially if you don't have any extracurricular activities. It can seem like your whole world is falling apart, but soon you're gonna be out of that place, and most likely you'll keep in touch with a few friends from high school, but you're not even gonna see those people that make fun of you anymore. And by that time, they're gonna even forget about it. It's gonna pass, and I'm sorry that it's super distracting, but just remind yourself that if people are making fun of you for who you are, most likely they're miserable about something, and so putting you down and spreading gossip and hate about you is the only way to make them feel better, which is a fucked up thing to do, but people suck sometimes. You can do it, you're almost done high school, and then you can be like, bye motherfuckers. That's literally what I did on my last day of school. I'm like, eh. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun chatting with you guys today. Take my advice if you want to, but I'm not saying that I know everything about this stuff, you know? I love you, I hope you enjoy. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell because I feel like I'm gonna be posting a lot more often because we are in a stay-at-home order and I really wanna dive into YouTube to keep my mind off the world situation. Mwah, stay safe, and until next time.